Good evening, everybody. I have a message for the world. It is a spiritual message, but it's for everybody because I I see that some of you think that a spiritual journey is something that you start. Nobody start a spiritual journey, okay? Your spiritual journey start the moment you were born. Before I go any deeper, what I will do here in this first video, this is my first release, is tell you guys a story. A story that has never been told to you. A story, if you hear it, if you hear this story and you try to understand it, a lot of things will be clearer to you. Okay? So, as my first video, I will start with the beginning. In the beginning, there was God the Father. And the only thing that made up God the Father was love. Okay? When you say God the Father, you say love. Love with no strings attached. Love on its purest form. So God the Father, which was 100% love, came to the realization that he is a sentient being. He is intelligent. He is all-knowing. So he started creation. Not too long in his creation, he realized everything he created was as pure as him. But he wanted to experience something different. So what did God the Father did? He divided himself. He took his energy of love. He removed a portion of it, create a second part of him. And that second part of him that he created, he gave all knowledge to. So now we're going to call that second part that he created the Son of God. For the Christian, don't go running. We're not talking about Jesus. We're not talking about Yeshua. We're not talking about anything or anybody that you would ever put in your mind. But we are talking about the division of God. God separated himself. Now the word I'm using here is separation. So God wanted to experience something different other than love. So he separated himself and he became the Father and the Son. And from that point on, the Father ceased to create. He left creation to the Son. Or what we would say, number two. God number two. So God number two went all his way and studied what his father, continued what his father studied. Was creating worlds after worlds after worlds after worlds. We are not talking about planet Earth. You guys seem to think you are special. You are the only one in the universe. God has all this power, all this, his power, he has no limit. Why would he create just one world? If you're good at something, let's say you're good at making shoes, and you make a nice pair of shoes, you know that pair of shoes is very good. Would you actually stop making shoes from that point? No. You would actually keep creating shoes because you love making shoes. So God loved creation. He loved creating. So he continued what his father studied, which is creating worlds. Now the question I would like to ask is, who here get up and do something that they hate doing without nobody making them do it, without having an obligation to do it? Nobody does that. So God, the Son, made everything that his father did with love. So he only create out of love. So what we'll say here is, there is no creation without love. There is no manifesting anything without love. For that's the way it was done. Okay? Now, the Son realized the Father wasn't doing anything, and he was doing all the work. Had jealousy grew on his heart. So now what he did, he truly separated himself from the Father. But when he truly separated himself from the Father, he did not actually stop creating. He kept creating. And the further he got away from the Father and creating worlds, the more different emotions start popping up. Okay? So first we started with love, then we had jealousy, and from that point on, you have all these other negative and positive emotion that comes out of that separation from the Son to the Father. At some point, the Son himself recognized he's wrong for separating with the Father. And the Father know nothing but love. The Father have nothing but love. So the Son went back to the Father. He no longer considered himself separated from the Father. He went back to the Father, but continued creating worlds. So now we have one, we have two, we have what seems to be a separation, but there ain't no separation anymore because the Son has cleaned his heart. He has gone back to the Father. Now, every world that he have created must go through the same process. What process is that? The process of making mistake. There's no such thing as mistake. The process of being angered, being jealous, being envy, all these negative emotion. Once you've gone through all these negative emotion and you realize that they don't help with nothing, something is still missing, he went back to the Father. And what the Father is? Love. I hope you guys understand this little story that I just told here. And this is where I will stop for today. Thank you.